Hi dear friends, this is Jagdish Babu, business coach, mentor and business guru, MSME and startups. So today I would like to bring you an important information or analyzation about the impact of Government of India COVID-19 stimulus package declared in this month on MSMEs and what next. Actually, this report is made by me. The moment the package was announced, so I made it report and I sent it to the relevant authorities, and I'm happy to tell you that some of these my points are implemented. They were taken care and they were addressed. So I thought to discuss in detail what exactly the package is and how it is going to affect the people for whom it was addressed. And at the same time, I want to discuss with you what exactly was the scenario and what was the gap and what were the actions I requested the government. So now let's go one by one. So let me first congratulate the central government for taking an action for the benefit of MSMEs which are in severe crisis. So let us first discuss on the highlights of the package, what the government offered. Actually, the government offered so many, it's more than 20 lakhs worth. So for so many areas, like the government addressed the agriculture and other sectors of this thing, and welfare of the common people, the migrant laborers, the power sector, so many sectors. So in this program, let's discuss mainly on the business and MSMEs, how it is, what was the offer and how it is going to be utilized. So the stimulus package by Finance Minister, announcement 13/5/2020. Offer number 1, MSME step 1. 3 lakh crores were allotted. 20% top-up loan to outstanding loan. So as on 29/02/2020. Collateral free automatic loan for MSMEs. Those MSMEs having loan up to 25 CR and turnover up to 100 CR will be covered in this scheme. 100% central government guaranteed. This loan will be for 4 years with a moratorium of 12 months. Let me explain what it is exactly. Now, the central government very recently had a cabinet meeting and named this as a emergency credit guarantee scheme, credit guarantee line, ECGL, emergency credit guarantee line. So I will explain in that the last what were the recently added emergency credit guarantee line. So suppose if you have taken 1 crore loan and paid 50% successfully, let's say 50 lakhs successfully, and the loan amount is remaining 50 lakhs, and the 20% means you will get a loan of top-up loan of 10 lakhs. So without showing, need not to show you any documents or need not to again giving collaterals or any other thing. Whatever the already loan is there, based on your past performance, so the government will give you a loan, and that you can repay by taking time of 4 years. Even if you pay early also, it's not an issue, you can. And the government is giving guarantee to the banker. See, why the bank, generally bankers follow the so many norms and rules and regulations, because it is our money, they need to safeguard our money. So while giving money, they take so many precautions. Whereas here, the government is trusting you and the government is giving guarantee to you in case by any untoward incidents and in case any default happens by you, the government will compensate that particular amount to the bankers. See, my opinion, this offer really will help existing enterprises with successful repayment history. They can restart operations with confidence. Almost all 20 lakhs MSMEs will get this benefit. So offer number 2, MSME step 2. 20,000 crores will be infused as subordinate debit for stressed MSMEs through CGTS SME Trust. This is people have with some confusion. So is the stressed. So what is stressed? So already having some problem, not able to run the business. Already NP happened. So non-performing as per the declared NPA as per the bankers. But they want to come back. They want to restart. So the government is offering them 20,000 CR. My opinion, this move will help definitely stressed MSMEs. Problem here is most of the registered, what are the registered and unregistered, we will explain next part. MSMEs under stress. So many lakhs of MSMEs starving for funds even before COVID-19 lockdown of itself. As per my knowledge, rupees 20,000 crores effect will be like a glass of water in a tub. It's useful but have limited impact. See, there are stressed, maybe more than 10 lakhs crores may be needed in this segment. Okay, the government now main aim is not to. This package is mainly aimed for this COVID-19 situation. So what I am talking about is the before COVID-19 situation. So many MSMEs are under severe stress. So let's keep it aside. Then offer number 3, MSME step 3. There is a fund to be created. Rupees 50,000 crore will be infused as equity to standard MSME. Will help them to expand their capacities. What it is? Actually, this is also a different move. So many companies want to become corporate or they want to become a public limited companies. So they need a support. So this is the best move in this package. Aspiring MSMEs who want to be listed in stock exchange will get equity support and can plan to reach the next level. Next, offer number 4, MSME step 4. The definition of MSME changed. Investment limit which defines a SME is changed. Now turnover criteria is also introduced. Difference between the manufacturing and services SME is removed. The micro units investment limit increased to 1 CR from 20 lakh and turnover can be up to 5 CR. Other changes are also done. For medium enterprises, the limit increased to 10 CR. Investment and turnover 50 CR. So 20 CR and the medium is 20 CR and under CR. The small, okay, what it is? The previously so this move certainly help many small enterprises to move to micro category, especially service category businesses. certain not so big large company enterprises also will get chance to enter the MSMEs bracket, so that they will get some kind of relief. I will discuss you. Previously there was a different criteria. So the 20 lakhs, the criteria, now they change it to the micro, 1 crore, and there was no turnover actually. It is now the turnover limit is 5 crores. Next, the small now is up to 10 CR and turnover it's almost all 5 times. If you observe the micro, 1 crore into 5 times, that is 5 crore, and small up to 10 crore investment, and the turnover is 50 crores, and medium 20 crore up to 20 crore investment, and 100 CR is the turnover. Fifth, offer number 5, MSME step 5. Tenders up to 200 crore relating to government procurement will not be global tenders anymore. MSME will get big benefit out of it. So it's quite easy to understand. So my opinion on this fifth point, one of the best part of the stimulation package, so many lakhs of MSMEs will get benefited by this offer. So automatically the things will move. The sixth offer, MSME step 6. All central government outstandings will be cleared within 45 days by government help of all MSME. It's my opinion. It's a big relief measure to MSMEs which are purely dependent on central government and PSU's works, and I advise the government make it a habit of releasing payments regularly, so that the business cycle will increase and the turnovers will increase, and automatically it adds to our GDP. So the fund to be infused, the natural, the organic way, the payments should go to a manufacturer or a supplier, so that he will reinvest and do the reproduction, and again he will supply. So it is very crucial, whether it is a state government or is a central government or a public PSU or a private corporate company, I advise people as much as possible release the payments at the earliest. Then offer number 7, EPF step 1. Employment Provident Fund payment was paid by the government for March, April and May. Now extended by another 3 months. So 12% plus 20% will be paid by the government of India. My opinion, good gesture by central government towards MSMEs and its employees. But the government would have reduced burden on it by abolishing PF contribution from both employer and employee side also. So this is somewhat critical. Even the associations, the trade unions may not like my suggestion. So just I was giving this suggestion based on our weak finance position. So less availability of the funds, insufficient funds I can say. So naturally everybody suffered. So naturally it was okay. Anyhow, the government released it. I am welcoming it. So whereas the declared contribution, my suggestion is to release some part of the payment from existing PF account equivalent to 2 or 3 months. So salary of employee, so that the employee can get relief. Even employer can also come out of the pressure from paying the full salary immediately. Whereas the business owner starving funds. Offer number 8, EPF step 2. Contribution reduced from 12% to 10% for those organizations having more than 100 employees is done now. So 2% relief to the both the employee and employer. Okay, my opinion. My suggestion given for 7th step is much valid here. At least government can consider now, so that employer will be out of burden. Offer number 9, NBFC, MFI, HFC step 1. Special 30,000 crore liquidity window will be given. Government will buy debit papers of these institutions even if investment grade. These will be fully guaranteed by Government of India. Wonderful move to improve the performance of NBFCs, and they will get chance to get out of fiscal deficit. Actually, it is deficit. Then offer number 10, NBFC step 2. To give 45,000 crore liquidity to NBFC, first 20% loss will be borne by the Government of India. Even unrated papers will get money under this scheme. Okay, my opinion, with this move, so many MSMEs will get benefited apart from NBFCs. Why? Because if NBFCs are stronger and happy, and they can release more funds to the MSMEs and small enterprises and other things. Then 11th, offer number 11, the DISCOM steps. DISCOM not able to pay the power generation companies 90,000 CR special fund created to pay all outstanding of power generation companies. PFC and REC will get this money. What it is? This is an excellent move so that the DISCOMs can continue an uninterrupted power supply to the MSMEs and agriculture related activities and other development activities. Same time, a large number of MSMEs will get benefited who are associated with power generation companies as vendors. Cash will flow to them in this difficult situation. Next, offer number 12, contractor step. 6 months extension will be given to all government contractors of railways, roads, other departments. Government agencies will partially release bank guarantees to the extent of work completed. It's a very big step. My opinion on 12th point, this is going to help small contractors, subcontractors, who are most of them are MSMEs. Offer number 13, real estate step. COVID-19 can be treated as act of God. Using the force majeure clause, the project registration will be extended by 6 months automatically. The completion dates of existing projects to be extended automatically by 6 months by government authorities. What it is? My opinion. Most of the builders will come under the MSMEs category with no definition of MSME, so they will get relief. Even vendors of these builders will get benefit as they are either micro or small. Offer number 14, the tax related step. Non-salaried TDS and TCS rates will be reduced by 25% from existing level rates. This will be effective from tomorrow and see the remain till 31/03/2021. My opinion on this point, with this reduction of 25% in TDS, cash payable to the vendors from their clients will increase so that some kind of immediate relief happens. Then offer number 15, the tax related step. All pending refunds will be issued immediately to all 5 lakhs for assessment year 2021. The ITR filing dates extended to 30th November 2020 and the tax audit date extended to 31st October 2020. What it is? This relief is excellent one. MSME owner now can concentrate on putting system back and track. They will get breathing period. Of course, release of funds up to 5 lakhs pending with the income tax department will help lakhs of MSMEs. Apart from this 15th point, the government declared another 10,000 crores for the food and food processing industry. Those are majority will come under MSMEs only, but they declared in agricultural sector. And another 10,000 crores was declared for these small vendors, hawkers, 10,000 rupees each to come back into their life. And various other packages, supporting packages declared to various other segments indirectly will help. If those segments flourish, the MSMEs dependent on them indirectly will get benefited. So it is not like another just 4.5 or 5 lakh crore package. I can say around 7 to 8 lakh crore package is given to these MSMEs, but as I said earlier, it is not that enough. Frankly speaking, it is okay, so, but something is started. We will hope for the best. Now, let us discuss what is the present scenario of Indian MSME. Let's go into some insights about the Indian MSME. There are approximately 6.3 crores of MSMEs in India as of now present in India. Out of 6.3 crores, 90% comes under micro category. Then let's go into some more. 90.1 lakhs registered MSMEs through Udyog Aadhar. Previously it was called SSA registration and other system. Now all things were unified, and 29.7% Indian GDP is through MSMEs. Almost these MSMEs owes 16 to 18 lakh crores to Indian banks. Okay, previous discussed figures arrived through various governments as well as private agencies. Let's consider 2 to 3%, even a more margin also. See, I request to everybody, don't go into the figures. Idhar udhar hoga. There may be 5%, 2%. See, you just see the concept in my presentation. So, where I am trying to identify the gaps, I am trying to figure out the needs, I am trying to figure out the real help also. So, figures little change, but 90% of those figures are accurate only. There will be some error will be there. Now let's come to most important facts about MSMEs in India. Most of the business owners as well as government authorities and ruling class don't know who are exactly termed as MSMEs. Yes, some think only manufacturing units be called MSMEs. Some are thinking distribution and trading business termed as MSMEs. Some are thinking service related termed as MSME enterprises. But real fact is, every business under MSME norms which is involved in the exchanging of product and services with money comes under MSME. Some of traders and wholesaler distributors were excluded from MSMEs. Actually, in 2000, it is not 2006, it is 2017. And now the government rethinking about adding back. Products may be either manufactured internally or outsourced and assembled. So it doesn't matter here. Manufacturing services offering including maintenance and repair will come under preview of MSMEs. Even a men's salon and a ladies beauty parlor will come under MSME if registered under proprietary, partnership and private limited category and having a bank account and maintaining everything. So automatically, so they can, it is a service, so they can claim as under MSME sector. So some of the others like boutiques or laundry services, chicken shop, fancy, the fancy store may not come. I will the food and house and office cleaning, chemical manufacturers, gems and jewelry, training institutes which are not under any trust, automobile repair, hotel, food courts, repair services as a business entities, and C&F not comes. The pathology labs, hospitals, management consultancies, bank DSAs, bank verification agencies. So under MSMEs, along with all types of manufacturing processes like fabrication, jute, plastic, garment, non-woven bag, ceramic, mining, granite, whole which are spread across the various segments. But this process we can understand morning to night. A common man lives 80% involved with the MSMEs only. So where is the gap? I feel active MSMEs in India may be more than 8 crores as against government records of 6.3 crores. One interesting point here is our 6.3 crores declared as MSMEs, only 90.1 lakhs are registered under Udyog Aadhar. Even registered MSMEs also don't have knowledge about government designed schemes on MSMEs. So nowadays banks giving term loans as well as working capital loans to who registered under MSMEs only. Even all registered MSMEs not avail the loan facilities from banks. Then what about remaining 5.5 crores, 4 crores in unregistered MSMEs who are running on self-funding or borrowings from private lenders? So many people don't know what exactly MSME is, and they are not banking with the bankers. Even NBFCs also, the own funding or a private lenders they are depending upon. So they worry about the procedures and other things. So the bureaucracy hitches and everything. So they take their own step, and they are depending on them or their own people or relatives or friends and family and private lenders. So maybe around 40 lakhs out of the 5.5 lakhs, 4 lakhs might have availed some funds from NBFCs. That means 5 crore MSME is not at all coming under preview of government schemes and offers. In current situation, will not come under lending part of stimulation package 2. Okay, these people are not at all going to get any benefit from this stimulus package directly. Because they never took a loan from either bank or an NBFC, or they were never declared NPA or such kind of thing. So obviously the stimulus package is not at all for them. Maybe some part of it like eligible, like the stimulus package like EPF package and TDS, and if they are vendors to a PSUs, those things they will be automatically covered along with other people. Whereas this the financial support package like 3 lakh crores and 20,000 crores and 50,000 crores and 10,000 crores, other things, the investment part of it, they are not eligible. So raw deal to MSME is not funded by banks, but these 5 crores MSMEs paying GSTs, income taxes, wealth taxes, trade license fees, and any other statutory government fees and what not. These people, they are paying everything. So what is the fact is, totally 50 to 60 lakh MSMEs are only getting advantage of lending benefits of the stimulation package apart from other relief measures. Whereas remaining 5.5 crores or 5 crores MSMEs facing severe lending issues in this pandemic situation, not able to pay salaries, rents, and even not able to meet business owner or personal expenses, since they are purely depends on receivables, which are not happening now. So total chain broken, so they are facing severe issues. Hardship to MSMEs in COVID-19 situation. Nobody is there to support them, including government issues in regard to cash issue. Private lenders are not giving money, and hand loans opportunities also got squeezed. So what is the action plan required? In this situation, how come MSMEs can serve and restart the operations? My suggestion to the government are as follows. The critical suggestion, this one suggestion or this critical suggestion is the base for all next coming the suggestions which I given. The extend help to the remaining MSMEs which are following legal procedures like maintaining current account, paying income tax, paying GST if applicable, and other statutory requirement. Voluntarily come forward, address these people. The suggestion, please advise banks in which branch current account is there to sanction at least 3 months fixed overheads without documentation and security. If CIBIL don't have any issues. 2. Bring to a rule that business owner will pay 50% of fixed obligations like salaries, rents, current bills, whereas the remaining amount can be adjusted in next 6 months after these 3 months. So you can pay, he will pay. It is not like that he will not give up paying, he will pay, but he will take time Then, if any gold loans taken 3 months time, initially given 3 months, I am now asking 6 months. Relaxing labor laws for next 6 months. This is very critical. Then 5, extra protection from the private lenders for not pressurizing to repay loans for next 6 months. 6, directing state governments and corporate companies also to follow 20% procurement from MSMEs. 7, reduction of GST to 50% of existing for next 6 months. To give 50% income tax waiver for this assessment year. 9, government should come up with electricity and other subsidies. So 10, more facilities to offer to manufacturing organizations who are purely sourcing Indian raw materials. The 11, the central government should extend package to migrant laborers and workers, should bear all the expenditure to get them back. See, this is the result. This article written in the Hindu Business Line, actually I didn't get time to go through other sources. It's came in on 24th. The 24 retailers, small businesses not registered as MSMEs also to get guaranteed emergency credit. This is the result. I prefer to work on practicality. I don't see anything through any particular window. So either I'm a follower or a detractor of any political party. I don't have any political affiliation with any party or anything. Anything related to business or anything, any matter, I go through as a neutral person, through neutral window, the real, this thing, if it is the good is there, I will tell good. If it is wrong is there, I will tell wrong. So the same exercise I done in this total this thing. So as a common man, as a neutral person, as a business guru, as a business analyst, so through my window, after interacting so many MSMEs, so many association people, even the government MSME DI directors and other staff and other the thing, actually some more suggestions to also are pending, will be given very soon. So I given this. Now I will show this article. This is a business line. Retailers, small business not registered as MSME also will get guaranteed emergency credit. So eligible borrower should have annual turnover up to rupees 100 crore exposure. So guaranteed emergency credit will be available for retailers and other businesses too, even if they are not registered as a micro, small and medium enterprises. As a senior finance minister official said, this could mean the 7 crore traders, as per the number given by the Confederation of All India Traders, could avail loan through emergency credit line guarantee schemes, ECLGS. So during daily basis around 15,000 crore estimated that during first 40 days of the lockdown, these traders incurred loss of for 5.5 lakh crores, and it is expected to rise despite relaxation trading activities post May 17th in many parts of the country. The first presentation of the Atmanirbhar Bharat mentioned rupees 3 lakh crore collateral free automatic loans for the business including MSMEs. Here the term business cover all the eligibles, even retailers. A senior finance ministry official told Business Line, eligible means a business will turn over up to rupees 100 crore and outstanding up to 25 crores. The guaranteed emergency credit line facility. Its meeting on 22nd, the cabinet approved guaranteed emergency credit line GECL facility to enable additional funding of rupees 3 lakh crore. Since then, a press release issued by post-cabinet meeting mentioned facility to be made available to eligible MSMEs and interested Mudra borrowers. There were some issues related to traders, both related and wholesaler. As June 22-21/7, Office Memorandum of MSME Ministry mentioned, 8 activities including wholesale and retail trade would not be included in the manufacture or production of goods or providing a rendering of the services in accordance with the section 7 of the micro, small and medium Enterprise Development Act 2006. In other words, the wholesale and retail traders will not be categorized as MSME, thus making things difficult for those businesses to avail benefit. MSME Mission with Gadkari has already issued the trading community to look into the demand to include traders under MSME sector as service providers. Finalizing details. The official quoted above mentioned the Department of Financial Services is finalizing details GECL facility which will help eligible business to avail guaranteed emergency credit. This issue came up for discussion during meeting of public sector banks with Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on May 22nd. Banks were asked to start lending at cheaper rate. So GECL enables 100% guarantee coverage to be provided by the National Credit Guarantee Trust Company Limited. Interest rates under the schemes will be capital at 9.25% for banks and FLS and at the 14% for NBFCs. Loans will be provided for 4 years with moratorium of 1 year on the principal amount. As on date, various banks charges interest between the 10.55 to 16.25%, while the NBFC rate of interest ranges between 10 to 30%. The scheme would be applicable to the all loans sanctioned under new facilities during the period from the date of announcement of the scheme on October 31st or till an amount of rupees 3 lakh crore is sanctioned under the GECL, whichever is earlier. So dear friends, so this is this thing. So keep watching my YouTube channel, subscribe it and like and share it. So we'll be bringing to you important updates like this and any other related to business, entrepreneurship, empowerment, other areas. So thank you very much for hearing patiently. Thanks once again. Jai Hind.